Dustin,
Can I get confirmation?
He's
on
not
that?
in these movies.
I know. I'm looking for a better picture than the one I had.
That's
Just
not.
that one. That
He's
one's
not
good.
in the movie.
The top one. One of these two. That's fine.
And I just tried to use that one. It wasn't good.
He's not in this movie.
I'm working on it, Brett.
At least not the movie. That's not the movie. Okay, that's one of the movies we're talking about.
Yeah.
You're on track.
Dude, it's like Dylan. No, if you go back to the one you just had, it's like Dylan is Edward and you're Jacob.
Oh no, I'm Jacob. I'm a simp.
Uh-oh, let's save it for the pod.
Okay.
I'm already recording. I got you, suckers.
I got you.
I'm sending this one to the FBI, baby.
Oh no! They're gonna know we're Team Edward.
Put it right in the trash.
All right.
The FBI just literally goes.
The agent goes, I know exactly what to do with this crank. All right,
Thank you.
Should we get started?
Sure.
Yes.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Best of the Best Movie, the podcast where we figure out once and for all which movie is the best movie of all time. And the way we do that is we take the 28 best movies and we put them in a bracket tournament until we have one movie left. Of course, those 28 movies come from the MTV Movie Awards. Where else would they come from? I'm Brett, joined by Dustin.
Hello.
And Dylan.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Not great.
I'm doing great.
Okay.
He's doing great.
That's good for you, Dylan. Have you guys seen any movies non-tournament related?
Oh, well, I guess technically.
What do you mean technically? Oh, wait, you're talking about the second one?
Yeah.
Because that's tournament
Well,
related.
that's still tournament. Just not this week.
Yeah, well, it's like kind of cheating, I guess. But,
It was required. No.
I was
maybe.
pretty
I don't know.
strict after we recorded. I was like, you guys better watch the second one.
it's required.
We would be lost.
No.
I feel like maybe not.
For a second, I thought you said we did watch Lost, as if you guys watched the entire series of Lost within a week.
No, I think that's about it. I don't think I watched anything else.
Because Katie and I watched 3 movies in one day. I told you guys about it in a private thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I really wanted to show Katie The Mask. I found out Katie has never seen the movie The Mask. And I was like,
Same.
Katie, we got to watch it. And she was like, well, if you make me watch a movie, I'm picking the next movie. I was like, okay, we can do a double feature. So we watched The Mask. By the way, in my opinion, it holds up. Like, I remembered every scene, and every scene was exactly...
I watched it about a year and a half ago. It's still pretty good.
It's pretty good. She was kind of joking on it. And I'm like, what? She didn't hate it, but...
Did you have one foot in the divorce office?
Yeah.
I think she just couldn't understand if the movie was for kids or not. And I was like, I don't think I have an answer for you either. I don't know if it's for kids or not either. It seems like it is, but the subject matter really isn't.
Not to sound basic, but movies for kids in the 90s were very different than movies for kids now.
But there were also movies for kids at the time. Like, they were the same types of movies back then, too.
Yeah, there's like kids.
We just also had The Mask.
Preteens and teens.
I don't know. I always watched The Mask as a kid.
I think it's closer to like Spawn almost. Where like Spawn is a very adult comic, but it's also like very toned down for what it actually like versus its comic form. Like The Mask in its comic form is brutal and gross.
Yeah, but Spawn sucks.
We're not talking about but The Mask, I thought it held up. I even watched the deleted scenes. I thought those were fun. I did not watch it. The Blu-ray comes with 2 commentary tracks. She obviously did not let me watch them back to back with the commentary tracks. I don't know why I married her. But then she was like, okay, if you're gonna make me watch The Mask, she made me watch Pride and Prejudice, which we watched before. I think it's okay. I don't hate the movie, but it's just like, all right. I wasn't dying to rewatch the movie, but it's pretty good. But then I looked at the movies on my board and I was like, oh, I got Domino, and we looked it up and they came out in the same year, Pride and Prejudice and Domino, because Keira Knightley's in both of them.
Good year for Keira Knightley.
And I was like, we gotta watch Domino. And she was like, oh, okay. So we're watching like Domino. We're watching Domino. This is like all in one night. And in my opinion, Domino did not hold up. Like, I was just like, oh my God. The movie felt like this was made for boys in high school. Like, the editing was like non-stop. It's like, it's very Tony Scott, but like, this is like Tony Scott, like times 10. Like,
well, you know, the writer of Donnie Darko, this was the second movie he ever wrote, was Domino. Yeah. And in the script, he wrote the script specifically for Tony Scott after seeing Man on Fire. And in the script, he would put things like, put Tony Scott style editing here.
But that's
and I'm not making that up.
But it's the whole movie. It doesn't ever stop. Like, that's what's crazy about it. Like, but towards the end of the movie, like the climax, like all the stuff's happening, and Katie kind of goes, so what's happening? And I was like, I don't have an answer for you, because
Isn't the climax of the Stratosphere in Las Vegas?
Yeah. It was a little tough to follow because there's like multiple layers of stuff going on, and I'm like, this could all be solved with like a conversation.
And I remember she says about 4,098 times, my name is Domino Harvey.
Yeah. The only thing I liked about that movie is because since it's called Domino, the end credit sequence where it shows all the actors, it was just their first names. It was just like Kira, Mickey, Lucy. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
But what's even weirder is
so they wouldn't pay them full?
No, the opening titles seem like an end credit scene because it's like showing clips from the movie at the beginning of the movie, and it's like a remix, like it's some rap song, but like the movie quotes are like tied into the song, but it's at the very beginning of the movie. It's not like they show spoilers or anything, but I'm like, this kind of interesting. It seemed like they flip-flopped.
The editing department goofed on it. They already sent it out to theaters, and they're like, "Oh, great!"
We got okay, but that's my opinion on those movies. Domino did not hold up.
You should rewatch Man on Fire. The movie I remember being amazing.
I will.
He's gonna put that on the bottom of the list.
I saw that movie once, and I don't remember loving it.
You watch that, and then Deja Vu.
I love I love Deja Vu and Out of Time. I don't think Tony Scott did Out of Time, but
no. But yeah, that's Denzel Washington. Is that like a weird editing trilogy by Tony Scott?
I don't know. Was Deja Vu Tony Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I just remember it was more of like a Denzel Washington period where he did a bunch of those like mysteries where he kind of just played a cop and it's like, what's going on here? What's going on? Because that's what Out of Time is.
Cool.
Hey, what are we here for?
Should we get into the movies?
Hell yeah.
Well, first, before we get into those movies, let's hop over to the alternate universe where we're doing the we're doing the Oscars. So from 2009, the winner was The Hurt Locker. By the way,
I've seen that.
That was the first year they had 10 nominees. If you're into that stuff, I mean, versus 20.
Was Twilight one of them?
Yeah, it was the other 8.
Okay.
No, there was a lot of heavy hitters in 2009. It was like Up in the Air, District 9.
Hold on, you're telling me there's 2 Up movies?
Yeah.
They came out with Up and a sequel in the same year.
Up in the Air.
What is this?
That's happened though. Were the 2 Matrixes close, or what? There was a movie where the sequel.
They usually put a year in between.
There was one. I mean, Black Panther and Infinity War.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Is that really a sequel though?
Kinda.
I mean, really... the full title of Avengers Infinity War is Black Panther 2 Avengers Infinity War. So
yeah, Black Panther 2 Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers 3.
No, it's
Doctor Strange.
No. It's Marvel's Black Panther 2 Avengers.
It's actually Disney's Marvel's Black Panthers.
Starring Kira.
You didn't know she was there the whole time. Hidden Easter egg.
Okay, so it'd be The Hurt Locker versus 2011's The Artist.
Ooh. Oh. Glad we didn't watch that.
Yeah.
Wow, I love The Artist.
It does not seem like a movie you would like.
I really like it. Remember the part
Does Scott Pilgrim show up or something?
I think it's all right.
I'm a big fan of that cinematic universe. No, remember the part where they weren't speaking, but it was a lot of piano music? I remember that.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen The Artist? How are you talking about it? You haven't seen the part where they don't speak and there's just piano.
Isn't that a movie where like one of those Oscar-winning movies that everyone hates?
I don't think so.
I think
like The King's Speech and Green Room.
Crash.
Or no, Green Book.
I do love the scene where he has the nightmare where he wakes up and like he's like in a talking picture and like it's the only scene where they talk.
We're not supposed to do spoilers.
It's a nightmare he had.
That would have been a spoiler in my opinion because I love that scene.
Have you seen both of the movies in the alternate universe?
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of
Which one would you choose?
I'm not a fan of Herlocker at all.
Okay, so he would choose the artist.
I really like the artist, and I don't care about Hurt Locker, so I'm picking Hurt Locker.
I like the slow motion stuff in Hurt Locker.
But not the artist?
I've never seen the artist. Is there slow motion stuff?
There's a couple slow motion shots I can think of.
Yeah, they do a couple of Tony Scott edits in that.
I might have to watch it.
In the artist. And he goes, "My name is Artist." Yeah, how do you represent a Tony Scott edit?
Just like a spinning camera. It's like Michael Bay, but like you're cutting from 9 different Michael Bay.
Yeah, it's Michael, and then like he distorts the frame so much and puts a lot of effects on.
Apparently the way they did that, I don't know if he did that like in Unstoppable or his last movies, but the way they did that in Domino and Man on Fire is they had 2 lenses in front of the camera and they were constantly moving.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a lot of post-editing, but if it's not...
I'm sure that helps a lot too. Yeah. But
all right, should we get into the movies?
Yes.
Yes, please.
In the real universe.
All right, so let's... Let's talk about the 2009 MTV Movie Awards. Now, I was telling Dustin before, but I couldn't find the full shows of either award ceremonies.
Oh my
MTV
God.
has like blocked them. But I will say...
Did they put these out on DVD? Sorry.
Why would they put these
I was wondering if they would like put them out. Because sometimes they do. Like they release the Super Bowls out on DVD and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like the MTV Movie Awards is as popular as the Super Bowl. I think they're always like neck and neck in ratings, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Okay, so the host was Andy Samberg, which
I remember this.
So I couldn't find the show, but I can find all of the promos because they're all over the Lonely Island YouTube page. Because the bit was Andy Samberg was saying, "Hey, here is for your consideration a nominee for Best Fight, and it's me in this made up movie." And all
the Nighthawk one, right?
Huh?
It's like Nighthawk or something like that.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but
with Will Arnett.
Yeah, I forget what the movie was called, but
I think it was called Nighthawk. Something like that.
But I watched all those. They had another Best Fight one, which actually really made me laugh. It was him and Rashida Jones. It was funny because they build it up like this is Best Fight, and it's just them at a table like eating lunch, and they're a couple kind of bickering back and forth. He's like, "How's the champagne?" And she's like, "What does that mean?" So they're kind of having a fight, but then halfway through the video, they're like, "Why are you mad? Why are you fighting?" He's like, "We're not fighting. This isn't a fight. This is not a fight." And then the logo for Best Fight comes up, and they just keep going, "This is not a fight. We're not fighting." I thought it was really funny.
Was that a prequel for Jesse and Celeste Forever?
You keep saying stuff that I have no idea what you're saying. What?
A romantic dramedy with Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg.
Oh.
About a couple breaking up.
Probably.
Listen, we all know that this is the movie awards where it was a fake stunt with Sacha Baron Cohen putting his butt.
I haven't gotten to that yet. You're ruining stuff. But the other funny one I can think of was there was an ad where it was Jack Black and Michael Cera, and this is not a movie, it was just a commercial, and Andy Samberg was their son, and they were just saying how proud they were of their son hosting the MTV Movie Awards. And it's very funny. It's a very funny clip. But
yeah, I do remember these, and I watched them on Lonely Island every few years.
Yeah. Even Eminem was a performer, and he did one too. He did like a fake documentary, and it was called "Where Have You Been?" And it was like he was in a locker room. It looked like he was on a basketball team. He was in a locker room, and someone was asking about his tattoos, and he was just like, "You'll get one when you grow up." It was really weird scene. It wasn't that funny, but Eminem doesn't really make me laugh that much at the MTV Movie Awards, is what I'm finding out. All of his bits keep letting me down.
Yeah, he was really funny in Funny People. when it's like he's having dinner and Ray Romano is like looking at him and he's just yelling at Ray Romano the whole time. He's also really funny in The Interview.
I don't agree. But I'm trying to think. I couldn't see a lot of the bits, but I remember the one big one was it was basically SNL digital short where Andy Samberg was singing about how cool guys walk away, don't look at explosions when they're walking away. And then Will Ferrell comes in and sings, and then on keyboard was J.J. Abrams, which is always funny. That was a funny song. I would check that out. Cool guys walk away from explosions.
Lonely Island YouTube.
All right, let's get into the awards. Everyone's favorite part.
That's what we came here for. It's in the name.
That's what I want.
So the MTV Generation Award went to Ben Stiller.
Ooh,
okay.
I couldn't.
100%.
I found a small clip of him accepting it. I guess I missed a bit because Triumph the Insult Comic Dog was on stage, and so was. No, this is his first time. Last time it was a fake. Remember that?
Oh, right.
And then also on stage was Kiefer Sutherland, and he was crying. He was like obviously faking it, but he was crying. And I was like, I really missed a bit here because I don't know.
What happened here? That Ant-Man and Endgame.
Basically. Okay. Best fight went to, you're going to hear me saying these names a bunch, I'm sure. But best fight went to Robert Pattinson versus Cam Gigadent for Twilight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who are the other nominees for the fight?
Okay, we have Christian Bale versus Heath Ledger.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a big one. We also have Seth Rogen and James Franco versus Danny McBride in Pineapple Express.
That probably should have won.
Ron Perlman and versus Luke Goss, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Ooh.
And everyone's favorite fight, Anne Hathaway versus Kate Hudson, Bride Wars.
Yeah, I think the Pineapple Express one should have won.
Well, it didn't.
I'm saying it should.
All right. Best what the fuck moment, or WTF. I guess I shouldn't say it out loud. Whoops.
Don't swear.
Went to Peeing in the Sink. Any ideas what movie?
Bridesmaids.
Mm-mm.
No, that was
poop.
2 years before Bridesmaids.
That was also a
That was
poop.
2 years
That was
before.
also diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Peeing in the sink.
You're on the right page there, Dustin. You're on the right page with.
Is it Bride Wars?
No, but it is Baby Mama. Same kind of
I
crew.
forgot all about Baby Mama.
Same kind of crew.
So did everyone.
I don't see any other good moments. Moving on. Best song from a movie went to Miley Cyrus with "The Climb" from Hannah Montana the movie.
Oh yeah.
Was that what's that band's name? Paramore song nominated from Twilight.
Decode from Twilight was nominated by Paramore.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
that probably should have won.
I would definitely say that, but also like The Climb is also a really fucking good song.
But Decode was also from the credits, right? It wasn't in the
Yeah.
it wasn't like in the movie. I'm assuming The Climb.
Yeah, but it was an OST song.
But
it was made for.
But I'm assuming The Climb was in the movie, was it not?
Yeah, it was in the
Okay,
movie. It was
so-
also in the trailer. It was in everything.
Okay.
They knew they had a fucking golden ticket.
Best kiss. I'm sure we can all guess.
I'm guessing it's Twilight.
It did not. It did not go to Dave Patel and Frida Pinto from Slumdog Millionaire,
There's kissing in that movie?
and it definitely did not go to James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie for Wanted. And it did not go to Sean Penn and James Franco for Milk.
Oh,
But it did go to Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson for Twilight.
of course.
That's fair. I agree with that.
Best villain went to Jonathan Schiech for Prom Night. I'm just joking.
That's not a remake.
I'm just joking. That was nominated. That's the first time I goofed you. It went to Heath Ledger for The Dark Knight.
Oh my god.
I had to go.
What posthumous award do you think was more important to him?
I don't think. Okay, best comedic
Ghost.
Best comedic performance went to Jim Carrey for Yes Man.
Okay.
I like that movie.
Yeah, but I think James Franco, Pineapple Express was also nominated. I think he
I like when he sings Jumper.
Yeah.
With Luis Guzman.
Yes, and John Mayer teaches another thing.
That's right.
Okay, breakthrough performance male went to Robert Pattinson for Twilight.
Could have guessed.
Yes.
Beating out Taylor Lautner for Twilight.
Yeah. Wait, he's barely in the first one.
I don't know what to tell you.
He's 2 seconds in the first one.
He literally shows up at the end of the movie and be like, hey, what's going on? Okay, bye.
I just realized I never thought Role Models was nominated for anything, but Bobby J. Thompson was nominated for breakthrough performance for Role Models.
Oh, that'd been cool.
Yeah.
I loved Role Models.
Didn't go to him. Okay, breakthrough performance female, which is weird because this is a third movie, so how is it the breakthrough? But went to Ashley Tisdale for High School Musical 3 senior year.
Well, it's because that one was theatrical. The first two were on Disney Channel. It don't count unless it's the box office.
Okay.
What'd she break through before that?
Would.
Okay, but hear me out. Amanda Seyfried is nominated for Mamma Mia, and Mean Girls won awards before this. She won an award for best.
But she had a very small role in Mean Girls.
Shut up, Dylan.
I'm just saying.
Okay, best male performance went to Zac Efron for High School Musical 3 senior year. None of the breakthrough males were nominated, so Robert Pattinson wasn't.
Okay, so you can't double down. Okay,
he wasn't eligible.
That's good.
But I will say Zac Efron beat out some heavy hitters: Christian Bale, Dark Knight; Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man; Shia LaBeouf, Eagle Eye; and Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
For those keeping track, that's the fourth best.
They all know. Best female performance went to Kristen Stewart for Twilight. Ever heard of it?
No.
What?
Her acceptance speech was all over YouTube because she's very awkward. You could tell she didn't want to give a speech, and she ended up dropping the award. She was like trying to walk away, and she just dropped the award completely. I thought it was pretty funny.
Funny.
Did you do it on purpose?
No. You can. She was just very shaky. She did not want to be up there. Didn't look like. Okay, best movie we all know went to Twilight, beating out Slumdog Millionaire, High School Musical 3 senior year, The Dark Knight, and Iron Man.
Where's Tropic Thunder didn't get anything?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Tropic Thunder was nominated for a best WTF moment, tasting the decapitated head.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
So that's the award everyone wants to be nominated for. Oh, I didn't get into the performances. Kings of Leon sang You Somebody. Eminem performed We Made You and Crack a Bottle. And yes, there was a bit where Bruno was flying around and he had no underwear on. And he was like, I want down. And he landed and he was basically doing a 69 to Eminem. So his bare butt was right in Eminem's face. And Eminem was like, get the F off me. Get the F off me. Like tons of bleeps. His whole crew was like, hey. And Eminem walked away. But later we found out it was all staged. Very funny. Yeah.
Wasn't it Eminem's idea?
I'm not sure if it was Eminem's idea, but Eminem's usually very game for fake feuds. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the Sacha Baron Cohen people brought it to him.
I have a controversial opinion in that Bruno is better than Borat. But we can move.
I think the first half of Bruno is very funny. The second half is very boring.
Rewatch Borat.
He can just be wrong about it.
Borat's kind of bad too. Nowadays, Borat's kind of bad too.
Borat's really boring. Okay. Anyway, moving on to the good shit.
So let's get into the good shit. As Dylan says, let's talk about from the 2009 MTV Best Winner, Twilight, which we can all agree on is one of the 28 best movies of all time.
We know what we have to agree to that.
Well, we're in a sort of a Mexican standoff, of these best movies of all time, which is the best Twilight movie of all of them.
Yeah, we're having a little mini competition. We'll get to that a little bit later. But Twilight, I saw originally when it came out on DVD. I rented it. I wanted to check it out. I want to see what all the hubbub was about. And I remember thinking, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is back in the day where even if I didn't like a movie, I'd watch it with commentary. And I ended up watching the commentary track. And I thought the commentary track's pretty boring.
Well, what are they saying? yeah, this shot we made it blue, and then this shot we made it blue.
The only thing I remember is the very beginning of the movie where it's like the deer being like, who, don't chase me.
That's one of the few parts I don't remember about this movie.
But she said the second unit shot that.
Oh, good for second unit.
Second unit.
Give it up to second
Very
unit.
good second unit.
Why isn't there never a second unit nomination at these award shows?
Too hot. People would be coming in. People would be breaking into that theater to see who wins that. So, how do you guys feel about Twilight? Any history with it?
I saw it in theaters. I was joking with him. I was tricked into seeing it in theaters.
Dustin, is there any way we can get you close to that mic? You got kind of quiet somehow. I don't know.
Who, me?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I saw this in theaters, and I was tricked into seeing it. My aunt said, "Hey, you want to go see a vampire movie?" And I was like, I'm like, I don't remember how old I was when this came out, but I was like, hey, frick yeah, dude, I'll go see a vampire movie. And then I get there and it's this, and I was like, oh, I'm disappointed. I remember not liking it when I first saw it.
I think everyone other than the target audience didn't like it when this movie came out.
So my history with this franchise is that this is the only one I haven't seen in theaters. I saw it at a friend's house because I avoided it. I was like every other Joe Schmo on the street. Oh, they sparkle. Oh, Kristen Stewart, or the books are bad. And then I saw the movie. I'm like,
was the rumor going around that Kristen Stewart's bad?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Because I saw it on DVD like you. Oh. Or something. I don't know. All this stuff that means nothing. I just was like, I'm going to avoid it. And then I saw it at a friend's house and I had the same experience as you, Bart, where I was like, this is fine. This is no big deal. And then the second one I saw in the theater. And then after that, I was like, these movies are great. These movies are so dumb and fun. And I saw all of them in the theater. And I've seen every movie more than 3 times now.
Wow. Yeah, so the sequels, when we get into the sequels, this is my first time seeing any of the sequels. But yeah, Twilight, the first one, it's hard to separate it from the rest of the franchise. I don't want to review the whole franchise. But yeah. I don't know, man. This is just a movie. This is just a movie to me. Like, it means nothing to me. I don't know what
very competently made. Like it looks like it was made well, or not like extravagantly, but it's like they accomplished a movie.
Yeah.
The color grading in this movie is god awful.
I like the blue. It's a choice, and I appreciate it.
No, I don't like it.
I think their skin tone is so hard to differentiate. They both look so fucking pale in this movie.
Well, yeah, she's supposed to be pale.
That's the point.
Well, again, I don't want to compare it to the sequels at the moment, but later I think they definitely cover her skin tone and his skin tone in the same shot at the same time a lot better.
Oh, okay.
I just think that there's a lot of choices that are made directing this movie visually that I think that they eventually, again, it's hard to compare it without comparing the others. Eventually they get rid of them that I appreciate a lot.
Well,
like they get rid of the blue. Like the blue is just, I can't stand looking at it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I just want, I have a couple, I don't think I have too much good to say about this movie. I like the part where he catches the apple and he recreates the book cover. I'm like,
we both said that. Yeah, we both were like, that was awesome.
That was kind of fun.
Keep doing that.
I was like, he caught it kind of weird. I was like, why is this in here? Why did he go, here's your apple?
We both said Spider-Man who? The Tracy and reminded us of that.
Spider what?
But I'm trying to think.
Our biggest note from this movie is that this movie is super duper horny,
dude,
and we love it.
This movie was horny like shit.
I guess. I don't know.
I was like, woo, damn.
Especially the part when he first sees her and he's just like, he looks like he came everywhere, and he's just like.
Every time they talk to one another, like when they're in the woods and the shots are like going around him. I like that sequence and he's like, "Say what I am."
Yeah, we both like that.
Say it out loud.
Yeah, say it out loud. And I was like, "This is really fucking horny."
Yeah,
are they gonna bone right here?
And the movies, I think, get decreasingly horny without jumping ahead, except for the fourth one.
I don't want to jump on that old bandwagon of, but they sparkle. But I got to point out that it's weird and stupid. That
it's weird and stupid, but also it doesn't matter. I think the people's problem with it was not that it was just dumb. It was just like, wait, Vampires don't do that.
Okay, but hear me out. Let's. I'm just gonna take it at face value. Okay, these vampires sparkle when there's sunlight, so that's the reason why they don't want to be seen in sunlight, because people are gonna be like, hey, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
But
Who are
like,
you?
they've also been on Earth for hundreds and hundreds of years. So, and a lot of them are smart people, or vampires, I guess I should say. So why don't they slowly start to be like when there's like a vampire kid? I know there's not too many vampire kids. I guess we'll get into that later. But maybe start to be like, hey, there's like some weird like skin thing this person has where his skin sparkles in the sun, and don't make it any vampire thing, and that way slowly people can start coming out and be like, hey, my skin sparkles, nothing bad here, now I can go to Florida and not have a problem.
The dad or the patriarch of the family, he's a doctor. He can just come out and say like, yeah, this is some dermatology bullshit. We all got it.
Yeah, they obviously...
He can say it's like some skin disease.
They obviously don't want like all vampires coming out all at once. Be like, yeah, I got this disease. How weird is that? So, but if
jumping forward to the second movie, there's like Volturi rules and stuff.
Hey, we're not talking about the second movie.
Yeah, we can't get
that.
I think coming out and being like, hey, we all have the same skin condition, even though all these kids are adopted. I think,
and they don't age.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the problem.
I'm saying we got to slowly roll this out over hundreds of years. Like, this is a long con here, getting the skin thing out.
Yeah, I think that is like an opportunity. But I think the problem is that they're not just going to be like, hey, I've got a skin thing, my skin sparkles. Okay, later, guys. It's like, oh, well, we should do research on that. And it's like, nah, I don't think you should do that.
That's true.
It's like, no, but like we should do research on it. Also, how are you still 15? It's like, I gotta go.
I'm just like, but they also can pass as not 17-year-olds. Like people look young. Like people, I'm sure, confuse us for high schoolers. So like, why do they keep saying that they're in high school? Just be like, hey, I'm just out of high school. I'm 19. Like, even though he might be actually 17 when you get turned into
That's true.
Just say
he
you're
doesn't
19.
have to go to high school.
Just say you're 20 or 19 or something where you don't need to be in high school every single year over and over and over. Unless they like it.
That's
If
true,
you like it, do you. But it doesn't seem like they do.
It's probably easier because, like, since they're teenagers, they don't have to have IDs.
But they're driving
legit,
around.
they don't.
Those vamps are driving, Dustin. They need IDs.
Wait,
driving Volvos.
Yeah, they're driving Volvos, but do you think that they have like licenses? Do you think that they have insurance on those?
But
Probably.
One thing Katie pointed out to me, that the Volvo thing is, I mean, I'm sure it is product placement, but it's specifically in the books that he drives.
Oh, really?
That he drives a Volvo.
I've never seen that.
Specifically in the books. Katie pointed, because obviously it looks like blatant product placement. But yeah,
almost every movie franchise has like Iron Man is Audis, like, so that's fine. But
that's so funny. She's writing it. She's like, I got to think of the movie prospects.
no, I think she was just like trying to establish his character. Like Volvos are kind of fancy, aren't they? Are they? I don't know.
But
they're better than my cars, so yeah.
This movie's fine. It's not inoffensive at all. I like a lot of parts in it. There's no part in it that I'm like, this is awful. This is one of the worst movies
I got
ever.
a part for you, dude.
Okay, what? Okay, before you say, I'll say that the effects are bad. They have not aged well. I don't think they were good then. But other than that, there's no part in this I didn't like. But you go on.
I hate the baseball scene. I don't like it.
I like that.
It's so stupid to me. And
That's why I like it.
I hate it so much. And then
why I like it.
And that's when the bad guys come. They're like, let's play some ball. And it's just like,
Let's play some ball.
And then do like the hissing match.
I didn't like the baseball scene. And I was like,
Yeah, the way they make them move fast and stuff looks pretty bad. It gets a little bit
I'm not talking about visual
better.
effects. I'm just like,
No, I'm just saying in general.
yeah, I just didn't care about that scene. I was like, why do these vamps really want to play baseball?
I think Kristen Stewart's fine in this movie. Everyone always shits on her. She does a fine job of being an awkward teenager. I think she's better in this movie than she is in the next movie we're going to talk about. But that could be because it's like a pretty good director directed this movie, maybe.
Can we also talk about how the moment she shows up to the school,
Everyone's molesting her.
she's instantly getting accosted from every direction. What's his face? Was it Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
He's like, hey, well, if you need anything, I'm your guy.
The white guy?
No, the Asian kid.
Asian guy.
And then the white guy's like, hey, what's going on? And then that one kid just walks up
And then
to
the black guy
kisses
kisses her on
her
the cheek, yeah.
and runs.
Well, that was
don't know
after
that.
he bullied her, because when she drove up in the old truck, he was like, nice ride.
And then he almost ran her over.
Oh, yeah.
He almost smushed her.
But yeah,
That's good.
I knew Anna Kendrick was in here, but it still surprised me to see her pop up because she's such. I feel like she's such the megastar.
Yeah, she's
now.
so young in that.
And I was like, I kind of wanted to see a movie about Mike and her character. I was like, I just want to see two normal people. I don't care about this vampire crap at all.
So as Dustin said, it's hard to talk about these movies. I'll talk about the others. I'll try not to. But one thing I'll say that's a positive about this movie compared to the others is that it's not bogged down by lore. Like, it is a very one-on-one, intimate might be a strong word, but let's just say intimate story between these two characters. It's very simple.
You're right.
And I feel like this movie could easily stand on its own. I mean, the ending is open-ended, of course, because of that Victoria character, but if it just ended right there, I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, I feel you, because I think that's what I don't like about the sequels is all of the expanded lore stuff.
It's very heavy.
I just so this is just them dealing with this relationship thing. It's just like, I like it even though you want to eat me. And it's not that you want to eat me, you want to eat me the most out of like anyone, but you don't, and that's why I like it. So it's still it's still an interesting relationship. I don't know why she can't just date another boy that doesnn't want to eat her, but hey, maybe, I don't know what she.
Oh boy, could we say a lot about the later movies?
I don't know what she loves about Edward. What does she love about him?
He's hot.
He's good looking.
He's hot.
He's mysterious.
Serious.
He's kind of haunted.
They wear all white when they walk into.
He doesn't.
School.
He wears gray.
Pale.
His eyes change colors.
He wears cool jackets. That
dude, his costumes are always great. He has great style.
Thank you.
He has really.
He looks dope.
We said the same thing.
That one like puffy blue jacket is even cool. Is that in this movie or the next one?
I think that's.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Maybe.
Major spoiler.
Major spoiler. No, I think we were talking. I think Ed. I think Pattinson is such a great cast. I think.
Do you call him Ed?
Yeah.
Does anyone ever call him Ed? Does anyone ever call him Ed in the movies? Yo, Ed!
I think they're all such great casts. Like, they did a really good job casting. And, I mean, rewatching this, I was like, man, Taylor Lautner is not good.
We'll talk about that for the next movie.
That's barely in this movie. He's really.
I think it's gonna get even worse. But like, he's not good in this movie, and I was like, he's a really
I think he's fine
cast.
in this movie because he is so little in this movie.
Yeah, sure.
That couple scenes is still very awkward.
I think he's just he's like very fresh because I think this is his first feature, right?
No, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, Dustin.
This is his first good. Feature,
oh no, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I would say Twilight's better than Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah, I mean one of them has a George Lopez robot. And that's
is that good or bad?
Is that Evan in Twilight?
Evan's in Twilight.
Oh,
you didn't watch that post-credit scene, did you?
Yeah, this movie has a really good soundtrack.
I think all the movies do. All the movies do have a good soundtrack.
I like the use of like the camera work, as Dustin was saying. Even though you guys don't appreciate the blue, I find it an interesting choice. They went with it. I like the Dutch angles and stuff.
Yeah, cinematography is great.
But to be fair,
the most artsy.
Even they don't like the choice because none of the other movies have the blue. So.
That's true. I wonder why they didn't do it because this movie must have done well.
I also do like that. This is kind of weird to say, but I like that both of her parents, like one of them's not dead. I just felt like with her character, I was like, oh, one of her parents down to be. I thought her mother was dead. I thought that's why she moved to Forks. But I was happy to find out the mom was dead. I was like, that's kind of fun.
Also, Bella's like really fucking mean to Charlie. Like, she's fucking mean to him.
Right, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're Team Charlie.
It seemed in this movie, it seemed like Charlie wasn't the best dad. It
seems like he's very distant.
But I think she has reason to be mean to Charlie.
I think she has reason to like not be nice to him. I think like they're both very emotionally distant. But like there's a couple of times where she's just like, fine, Dad, like whatever. Like I don't want, and it's like
there was a part where she was like, all you ever do is just watch baseball. I'm leaving. Because she was trying to do that thing like I'm going to be mean and leave because she was trying to escape without him knowing.
Yeah.
And that scene was pretty sad, I thought.
Yeah, that scene was really sad. Probably the most emotional scene for me, honestly.
You're tearing up just thinking about it.
I am. Charlie sitting there being like, damn, I know I'm a bad dad, but like, come on.
But at the end of the day, I think people over time, and especially at the time when these movies were at their peak, in the series and the franchise in general, it was just like, I think people were trying so hard to make it like, oh, this is like a room. This is like, or I'm sorry, the room. This is like a Birdemic. Like it's not anywhere near that bad. It's not one of the best movies ever made, but it's so inconsequential. Like you could watch it on your own and be fine. You could watch it in a group like me and Dustin did and had fun just like commentating and joking about the bad things.
You guys watch this in a group?
Yeah, we're 2 people are a group, dude.
I was about to say, no, did my invitation get lost or?
Oh
yeah.
Oh,
it did.
Oh, so you
the
said
postman told us.
So, he came back and told you, dude,
So
I lost it.
It's funny, like literally moments after we gave it to him, he lost it.
Wow.
And we were like,
you,
what are we gonna do?
You don't want to send a second one?
Sorry.
No, one.
Just one.
You get one.
He said that's the postal law.
He said everybody gets one.
All right, well, dude,
Or you can watch it in a group of people and laugh at the bad things, or like say like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." And, like I'll talk about like,
how many bad things are there to laugh at in this movie? I feel like there are.
I think it's the sparkling thing. I think it really boils down to maybe Kristen Stewart's acting, which is I think is fine.
I had no problems with her
sparkling.
acting.
The dialogue is trash. I think half the dialogue is so like. It's because, well, I mean, I don't think it's trash. It's so hard to listen to because it's a teenager and then like the personification of what like a teenager finds cool.
Right.
To like trying to talk to one another. And like some of the scenes.
I think it's fine because it doesn't do that thing where a lot of movies do like, this is what teenagers like. I'm not going to say it sounds authentic, but it doesn't sound like a 40-year-old person wrote this.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't like when
like
Edward sees Bella and he just like dabs real quick. He's like, oh, she's hot, dab.
That's a few years off. What were they doing in 2008?
Dude, bet if this movie was made today, there would be a kid dabbing or flossing in the background. 100%.
2008, were they planking? Was it planking?
I think that was still before
they weren't
planking.
They weren't
What were
planking.
people doing in 2008?
People were they were swatting each other.
Is that even something?
Bella swats.
What do you even call like a plank or a dab or a floss? It's like a real life meme.
I think it's a meme.
It's a body. It's a physical meme.
What body meme was popular in 2008? Like I don't even know what to Google.
Those were a thing I think like Can I Has Cheeseburger was memes back then.
Yeah, because what is it? Obsessive Girlfriend was a meme.
Do you think people were doing that?
Yeah, no one likes mentioned MySpace or Facebook. I think that MySpace was huge still at this time. So like no one was saying like, oh, Edward's on my top 8. Like, they weren't like shoehorning shit like that in. So I gotta give props to it.
But
there were a lot of Pepsi shots in there. It was very funny.
Oh, Pepsi, yeah. And I don't want to talk about New Moon, but that Burger King shot in New Moon was too funny.
There was a Burger King shot in New Moon?
Okay, major spoilers for New Moon, but there's a part where they're at a movie theater and there's like a trash can and there's like a Burger King bag on top of the trash can, and in every shot the Burger King bag is perfectly in frame. It's like no matter what shot,
I love it.
No matter what shot it is, it's like none of them are eating Burger King. It's just
make that movie cheaper.
It's just
I love the idea that Burger King rep is looking at this, the bag sitting on top of a trash can. He's like, yeah, okay. I approve that.
I guess the only other flaw I could say, I don't have much more to say, but the only other flaw is that there's not, like I said before, this movie really concentrates on their relationship. There's not too much of like a antagonist. I mean, there's that blonde guy, which they kill right away, but I feel like that was super rough.
That's the end of the movie. What are you talking about right away? He's not.
They kill him right away. Like the problem done. Boom.
Yeah, he's introduced so late. He's introduced so late into.
That's what I mean.
I think the antagonist of the story is the danger between between Ed and Bella.
I wish they got rid of the bad guys because they were so like.
It's such a small part of that movie.
Oh, you have danger now. Uh-oh. That's what.
Well, I think they had to have it just so that way they could have Victoria.
Yeah, it's also based off the book, so blah blah blah.
She's like the Thanos of. I'm just kidding.
She is the Thanos. Well, I say...
But I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, well, we could talk about more, because, hey, we still got more Twilight coming up.
That's true. We could weave it all in and out.
Let's talk about the 2011, or the 2011 MTV Movie Awards.
Hey, either pronunciation's fine.
Thank you. This was hosted by Jason Sudeikis.
Ooh.
I remember watching this. I was able to find the opening goof, where they put him in a movie. They put him in The Hangover 2. Ever heard of it? And
Hangover who?
So it was basically Jason Sudeikis and Taylor Lautner they were hanging out with the guy from The Hangover who plays Doug. Is that like the guy who gets lost?
Ed Wood? Oh, that guy.
Yeah, but they were hanging out with him. And, you know, they're going to MTV Movie Awards and they lost him. And they wake up in that hotel room in Taiwan. Is that where Hangover 2 happens?
Tijuana.
And and Eva how do you say her name? Eva Longoria.
Mm-hmm.
She wakes up with the tattoo on her face, even though she wasn't even in the opening scene, and it's very funny. Not really.
Is it?
No, I don't remember any funny goofs from that. But
inspiring.
But that was that.
That happened.
And I don't. Oh, there is a part where okay, so he goes into a couple movies, so that's like the beginning of it, and then he keeps looking for Doug, and he gets a phone call, and it's Justin Timberlake from The Social Network, and he's just talking to him like it's Justin Timberlake, and I thought that part was funny because it was just a phone call, and then there's a part where he walks into a bedroom, he's still looking for Doug, but he sees the two girls from Black Swan going down on each other, and he's just like, woo.
Hey, whoa!
And he takes a picture of it, which is a crime. Don't do that. If you see people having sex, please don't take pictures of them. Just let them be. Don't do that. Yeah, and I think they find him somewhere. I don't quite remember. And I wasn't able to find any other bits online, but the two presenters were Foo Fighters with Walk. They perform a lot on these MTV Movie Awards.
Oh.
And Lupe Fiasco featuring Trey Songz. They sang Out of My Head and the show goes on.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
I don't...
But before you continue, was in your extensive research of these award shows, is this the one, or have you stumbled upon the one where Tom Cruise comes back as Les Grossman?
That will be next week's episode.
Okay.
That will be next week.
Because I know Taylor Lautner shows up in one of those sketches too.
You're right. Yeah, you're
okay.
We're the sandwich. We're on the two braids.
Edit this one out.
No.
Edit all this out.
No, because whenever I search any MTV Movie Awards, I usually get like a top 10 like craziest moments that happened at the MTV Movie Awards, and that's always like the thumbnail is Tom Cruise as Les Grossman. But alrighty. So the MTV Generation Award, I think they're done with fake people because I haven't seen one in a while. Went to Reese Witherspoon.
All right.
And
we can't say if she's real or not, but hey.
She got in a little controversy. I'm not sure if it's controversy, but she kind of called out Kim Kardashian, and she was like, "It's okay to be a good person. Not everyone needs to be a bad person." And she kind of name checked Kim Kardashian. I was like, "Ooh,
oh shit."
Okay.
Hour to her.
Best Latino actor went to...
Wait, what?
Huh? This is personal opinion. I'm just kidding. Best Latino actor went to Alexa Vega.
Oh, that's real. That's a real...
From...
Vega is the brightest star in the northern constellation of Lyra.
Sorry, my Alexa going off.
Just say Vega. Miss Vega.
Well, I'm not going to say it anymore. Went to... The movie is called From Prada to Nada.
Never heard of it.
But she beat out some heavy hitters. Danny Trejo, Benjamin Bratt, Jennifer Lopez, not Lohan.
Jennifer Lohan.
Zoe Saldana, and Rosario Dawson. A lot of heavy hitters. Alrighty, best line from a movie. Now you guys got to guess the movie.
Okay, say it.
You'll get it. The best line from a movie was, "I want to get chocolate wasted."
What is that from? Is that Despicable Me?
No, okay, let me say it like they say it in the movie.
They say,
"I want to get chocolate wasted."
It's Grown Ups.
It's Grown Ups. I'm trying to see.
I've never seen Grown Ups.
Okay, some other lines.
I've walked in on my mom watching it.
Why you put up say it like that?
She wasn't like masturbating or anything, was she?
Oh, what the fuck are you watching, Mom? Put your dukes up.
Okay, so some other lines that beat out was, "You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling."
Ooh, Inception.
Boom.
That's the one, because that has still stood the test of time.
Okay, it also beat out, "$1 million isn't cool. You know what?"
Just kidding. That's
there we go.
That's the one.
$1 billion. And that shut everyone up. But it also beat up, if you guys...
Beat up?
It also beat out, if you guys weren't the inventors of Facebook, you'd invent Facebook.
That one's also awesome.
Dude, that's such a fucking good line.
That
movie's...
And then some,
Why didn't Social Network just win
Then
everything?
some Easy A quote. I don't care about Easy.
I hope that was at least nominated for Best Picture.
Okay. Best jaw-dropping moment went to The Performance Spectacular by Justin Bieber from Justin Bieber Never Say Never.
Okay.
I mean,
The 3D concert movie?
Yeah, is that more jaw-dropping than cuts off his own arm from 100?
From 127 hours.
Sorry, I guess this does contain some spoilers. Paris Cafe explosion scene from Inception. And mutilation pulls the skin off her own finger from Black Spawn. Spawn.
Black Spawn.
Also, a porta potty bungee jump from Jackass 3D. Major spoilers.
Yeah, I can't say that that whole 3D concert movie was any more jaw-dropping than
I think just
anything in Inception.
I think just one of the performances in the movie, not the whole movie.
Yeah, my job.
Okay, biggest badass star.
Ooh.
Went to Chloe Grace Moretz for Kick-Ass.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, beating out Jaden Smith for Karate Kid, though.
For what?
Karate Kid? Ever heard of him?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Best Kiss went to Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart for the Twilight Saga, Eclipse.
Is this a three-peat? Did they win it the second year, too?
Oh, I don't know, but you know who they beat out?
Who?
Kristen Stewart and Taylor Lautner for the Twilight Saga.
Oh, sorry, Taylor.
Sorry,
Taylor.
I mean, they also
He
beat
was in the movie and in real life.
They also beat out Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, Black Swan. I will say this clip is also online a lot because when you win the award for Best Kiss, usually you do end up kissing on stage. But Robert Pattinson went into the audience and kissed Taylor Lautner.
I saw this clip recently.
The only thing is, the way they kissed, you can't see the kiss at all. Like, he puts his arm, like, because he's sitting down, Robert Pattinson standing up. It wasn't worth the bit if you can't see the kiss. Show me the kiss if you're going to do the bit. All right.
That's on the camera operators, not the performers.
He's not going to turn around and go, "Hey, did you get that? Hey, page me into the
Yeah,
director."
but when you kiss someone,
that.
just put your arms under. Don't go, yo, come here, give me a kiss. Okay.
That's what you do to Katie every day.
Give me a kiss. Okay, best fight went to Robert Pattinson versus Bryce Dallas Howard and Xavier Samuel for the Twilight Saga Eclipse. We haven't even gotten into the cast change there yet. Best comedic performance went to Emma Stone, Easy A.
Okay.
I don't know of any. The other one, yeah, sure, give it to her. Sure. I mean, she beat out the kid from Fred the movie, so.
Good.
Best shared as shit performance went to Ellen Page for Inception.
Can't say I ever thought she was scared as shit.
This is a bummer to me because Ryan Reynolds was nominated for Buried, and Buried is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Buried, and he's basically scared as shit the whole movie because he's buried. If you haven't watched Buried, it's Ryan Reynolds buried alive for the whole movie. It's just him in the coffin or cat, whatever you call that. It's a great movie. Go watch it.
It's so funny. Every time you say buried, I hear bury.
Buried.
I hear the word bury.
I don't care.
Like a berry.
It's funny because I don't give a shit what you hear. Listen to this. Best breakout star was Dustin Doofus. Best breakout star went to Chloe Grace Moretz for Kick-Ass.
Hell yeah.
And some heavy hitters here too. Andrew Garfield, Social Network, Haley Steinfeld, True Grit, Olivia Wilde, Tron, Rooney Mara, The Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't know she was in that.
Wait, Olivia Wilde for Tron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wasn't she already established at that point? I guess not.
Hey, I said that last time. You guys yelled at me about it needs to be theatrical and all that crap. Best villain went to Tom Felton for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Ooh. Movies are still going.
Yeah. Best male performance went to Robert Pattinson for the Twilight Saga Eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, beating out Jesse Eisenberg, Zac Efron, Daniel Radcliffe, and Taylor Lautner.
I'm a little upset about that.
What? Taylor Lautner?
Jesse Eisenberg should have won.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Best female performance went to Kristen Stewart for the Twilight Saga, Eclipse.
Yeah, okay.
Beating out two Emmas, Emma Stone and Watson.
Put them together.
Okay, best movie went to the Twilight Saga, Eclipse, beating out Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Inception, Black Swan, and The Social Network. I know you
disagree. Damn shame.
I'm not a huge fan of The Social Network as much as you. I think Black Swan is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think Black Swan should have won all these awards.
Or Inception.
Inception, I'm not on page with. But one thing I forgot I had to mention.
On Ellen page with?
One thing I forgot I had to mention, there was a part where Ashton Kutcher and Nicki Minaj came out to present some award. I don't know what they're presenting. So Nicki Minaj comes out. I mean, they both come out. And she says, Ashton Kutcher and I have one thing in common. And then Ashton Kutcher goes, great asses. And then Nicki Minaj goes, and the nominees for... I was like, that was the whole bit. It shocked me. I was like, that was it? He just says we have great asses? And then he looked at her butt. He did look at her butt. He was like,
nice. He got paid to do that.
Do they pay you to present?
But who performed?
I said Foo Fighters and Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, you already said that.
Looper.
Looper for duper.
Looper. Should we talk about the Emma Watson thing?
What Emma Watson? What'd she do?
Remember, I sent you the YouTube clip.
Yeah.
So look, I was doing my research trying to find clips of the 2011 MTV Movie Awards, and there's a part where she's presenting a clip from the upcoming movie Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I guess she walks out, and someone edited a video of just her walking out, but before it says Emma Watson. Damn. And the song is like that. Nice legs.
Whoop, nice whoop. Legs, Daisy Dukes makes a man go whoop.
So someone was really into Emma Watson, and they had to make a clip of that. I thought it was very funny because it's only.
Oh fuck! I gotta make a clip
because it's only
it's like 13 seconds long.
It's so
and
short.
It's like 4 of the seconds are the end title where he just has his name and like movie maker font.
Yeah.
I gotta make a clip.
The guys are gonna see this.
Chris Evans came out to remind people to vote for Best Movie. That's all he did. He was like, "Hey, you guys gotta vote for Best
Vote or
Movie."
die.
You guys, it just sounded like no one voted.
Was this when they were texting in their?
I'm sure they still.
votes?
I'm sure they still are, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm saying this before this. They probably weren't.
Yeah, they used to call in. Okay, so let's talk about it. One of the 28 best movies of all time, the Twilight Saga, Eclipse. So it's kind of weird to skip over the second movie, but we gotta talk about the third movie.
We gotta do it. This is what life put in front of us.
Man, this was a fun goddamn movie.
How did this? Oh, wait, hold on. So the fight between him and
Bryce Dallas
Howard won, and got nominated, and not the big ass fight between all the vampires and the werewolves.
I think it's the same fight, but since that one's more contained, and they can nominate those people.
That fight in the field was fucking rad.
Dude, that was metal.
I think you guys.
It was like Jasper's like taking dudes' heads off, and then
the part where she like holds the guy down, he comes in and just punches his head off.
I think you guys like this movie a lot more than I do.
Jasper like rips this guy's arms off, and like it's so cool because you can see the arms in the back of the shot.
When did vampires turn icy? What happened to that? In the
I don't know, but I love it.
No, the first two movies, if you punched a vampire, they did not just turn into ice. But in this movie, if you punch a vampire, they just shatter like ice. I'm like, what?
We were laughing about how it just comes out of nowhere. I think they show it a little bit in the second movie, maybe in the Volturi part.
No, they do. In the Volturi part, when he gets slammed against the ground, you can see his skin crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens in some of the movies, but like they don't break and turn into ice.
No, they don't break and turn to ice completely, but when the Voltaire kill, again, spoilers for the second one, when they show him killing that one vampire in the flashback sequence.
Vampires?
Huh?
Sorry. You spoiled it for me.
And he like rips his head off. you get that like stone breaking sound. I think it's less of ice and it's more like stone. Like
But this one, they definitely go hard in the paint on.
Yeah,
on the ice. It's like, yeah, it's very like jarring. Like, wait, all of a sudden they're bashing each other in the ice.
So
it's fucking awesome.
Some major spoilers for the second movie. The second movie ends with Edward proposing, "Will you marry me?" And you never get an answer. So this movie picks up from that, and we find out she has said no. I guess maybe like not right now. I'm in fucking high school. Don't propose to me when I'm in high school, you weirdo. Unless we have.
She also wants to, but she's like also wants to be a high schooler forever. Yeah, she's not like I'll wait till I'm 25.
This whole movie is her begging him to turn her into a vampire, and
him begging her to marry him.
Yeah, it's just the whole movie. That should be the IMDb plot. Her turn me into a vampire. Him marry me. Them not answering each other, just saying those two things for the whole movie. And then Jacob comes in every now and then. It's just like, why? Why not me?
Why not me?
I know you said you didn't love me, but you really do. Dude, back in the day, I was Team Jacob, and rewatching these, I'm like, dude, Jacob fucking sucks.
He sucks so hard.
So I was watching this with Katie, and her friend came over, and her friend.
Ooh. What you look like? The quote, the guy from our last movie, is she hot?
She who?
But so her friend is heavily on Team Jacob, like heavily.
I get it, though.
To the point where Jacob would take a t-shirt off and she'd be like, she had to like wave herself down.
I get it. He's got a fancy body,
but he's
but it's like Edward left
when a girl. But he was proposing to her. Jacob knows that, and she didn't really say no, just kind of like, not right now, but I'm still in a committed relationship with her. But Jacob's still pursuing her as if she's a single girl. That's a little effed up in my biz.
Listen, they're all bad people, because she's being bad too. She wants her cake and to eat it too. She wants to like keep him around just in case things don't work out.
She keeps dangling the keys right in front of him. She's like, I love you as a friend. You're like very important to me. And he's like,
and if anything happens with Edward, I'm yours.
They're like two separate occasions at the top of the movie where like he goes to kiss her and then she stops and he goes like, what the frick won't you kiss me?
And also like the constant slam dunking on each other that Edward and Jacob do to one another, like just doing shit with her in front of each other.
So when I watch this movie with a Team Jacober, all they talk about is how controlling Edward is. She was really kept putting down Edward for being super controlling, and I didn't see it too much. I mean, he has to be controlling to an extent. He has to be like, hey, don't stand here. You know, a vamp might eat you alive because they like the way you smell. So maybe stand behind me. I don't know if he's like too controlling.
Or he's probably like, hey, don't go hang out with the guy you're trying to
the guy who's like
dangle
the guy who wants you in your pants so bad. You might not hang out. Just hang out with anyone. Go hang out with Mike. Go hang out with
Anna Kendrick.
Hey, there's like a vampire running around who wants to kill you. Could you not go to the one place I cannot go to protect you? Can you not go and hang out there?
He's so controlling.
because she's willing to go there, but I can't go there.
Hey, you remember how like we're kind of in this because like you went on your own and then I had to fucking murder that one fool before we could kill all of them cleanly. So like it's kind of your fault too. So I think Edward's like he's doing everything he can in the right, other than like trying to bone a 17-year-old, but
he's 17
biologically.
Oh my god.
Maybe your brain doesn't develop either. You don't know that.
Yeah. Hey, do you think he's stuck with a 17-year-old body? He's just like a brain. He just like loves Jackass.
This is also the movie that has the awkward scene where she's just like, I'm ready to go all the way with you. And he's just like, I might kill you if I have sex with you. So I kind of wanted him to be like, hey, this is probably the one time you should be with Jacob. Go lose your V card to someone who won't tear your body into pieces. But
he probably would too.
Yeah, he could too.
I guess he could. Yeah, go with Mike. Like, Like, go lose your V
Why don't you just go fuck some dude?
Because you definitely need to lose your V card before you turn into a vampire, because the show True Blood gets into that. A girl was turned into a vampire as a virgin, so she kept, every time she had sex, her hymen would grow back. So having sex was never fun for her. And in True Blood, major spoilers for True Blood. That's how the season 3 ends.
Yeah, this movie, again, it's hard not to talk about the previous movie, and then we're not talking about it right now, but this movie gets a little bit back into the horny. The previous movie, New Moon, the second movie.
A little bit.
Horny.
They have a sex scene, dude. This is a lot of bit horny.
Yeah, but the first movie's like horny. It's like dripping and horny. This movie's like, it's got, it's like a savory horny. You know, it's like, it's pretty wet. It's pretty juicy.
And there's a part where Jacob and Edward almost get horny for each other.
Dude, that's the one. I really like that scene when they're finally like, hey, maybe we should just be brothers.
We'd probably be friends if it wasn't for this bitch.
We were talking, it's like they need to just fucking dump Bella and just go chill.
I was really happy that by the end of this movie, the werewolves were pretty cool with the vampires, because like all you guys need to do is fucking talk to each other. Like,
yeah.
Like, stop worrying about, there's a lot of evil vampires, it seems like, but I also kind of want Bella to just start hanging out with some normal people. I mean, that would make for a very boring book series. But I'm also like, hey, if you find out someone's a werewolf and you're dating a vampire, maybe just go hang out with Mike. I really want her to hang out with Mike.
I think she just like, it's one of those things where like, I don't know how well balanced her personality's got to be if these are the people she's hanging out with.
I also liked how this movie was filmed. This movie was filmed from the same guy who.
Your audio cut out completely.
Sorry. I was saying I like the way this movie's filmed as well. This movie is directed by the same guy who directed 30 Days of Night. So he went from one vampire movie to another. But it's definitely the darkest. That is a stretch for this series, but the darkest of these movies. And I did like the opening. It wasn't a cold open, but I like the opening scene. It was weird that it was this thing going on, and then Jacob and Bella and Edward just show up into like the storyline.
What was the opening scene? Can you remind me? I don't know.
The guy running,
Riley.
He ends up becoming the main.
Oh yeah, because the group of new bloods.
But I think this movie, like he was saying, I think visually, I think the first one's directed well. I think this one's also very cinematically interesting. I think they fixed the color grading. Thank God. This movie looks so much better than the first movie.
Less green screen, which the second one had a lot of. Yeah. Trying to talk about the second one.
Also the color grading. Just overall, I love how like there's a shot where Bella and Ed are in a car. They're in the truck, and you can see them both in the same shot, and you can tell how she's much more flesh colored than he is.
And the poster behind you doesn't show it that well, because the poster behind you is not very. It looks just as blue as the first movie. So.
Yeah, and she looks blown out. She like looks paler than he does.
Yeah, I don't like all the Photoshop they do to all their faces. But it's this movie, right, where he takes her to Jacksonville to see her mom, right? Because he's like, which confused me to all hell. He was like, you might want to go because it's probably the last time you'll be able to do it. But also, I'm going to come with you. So obviously this is not the last time you can do it because I can do it. So that probably means you could do it too.
I think he means like this is the last time you do it before you graduate, right? As in before she turns.
I thought he was implying
hard
like,
to describe.
Hey, vampires, we can't go to Florida. It's sunny there. We can't go.
That's why he was sitting in the house the whole time.
I know, but I'm just saying if he did it successfully, I'm sure she could do it too.
He actually stayed inside because of the moisture. He's just like, man, it's way too humid out here.
Imagine, man, they should have went to Disney World. That sucks. Imagine going to Florida. I know they didn't go to Orlando, but imagine going to Florida and you can't go to Disney World because your dumb boyfriend can't be in the sun. That would piss me off.
Stupid boyfriend.
I'll dump him on the spot and be like, no, I'm going on Big Thunder Mountain. I don't care what you say.
You stay here. I'll go that. Then you can turn me.
You mentioned it briefly. They recast Bryce Dallas Howard in the Victoria role.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because I guess the girl who played Victoria, she just didn't want to do it. She's like, no, I don't want to do it.
I hate money.
I read that she was fired by Summit for scheduling reasons, where she tried to overbook herself, and they fired her.
Oh no, that is weird. That Summit makes these movies. It's not Warner Brothers, not Universal, it's not one big like
I don't even know what Summit does anymore.
Where would Twilight go? What theme park would it go on? If we wanted to ride Twilight, I'm guessing Universal would probably buy the rights. I don't know. I really do want to ride Twilight. That would be a pretty banging ride.
That'd be funny if there was I don't think it's relevant anymore. But.
Just werewolf as fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure the ride vehicle would be, there's like a little dummy person and you have to like grab onto its back and the ride vehicle simulates jumping in a forest and you're like, wee, and then werewolves come out and then...
I would say this, and I would say also this movie, speaking of, you reminded that fight scene, this movie probably has the best special effects of all the movies. It doesn't look as bad as the rest, and especially the ones coming up.
Yeah, I think this was probably the peak of the budget.
Probably.
That's the name of my new album, The Peak of the Budget. The Peak of the Budget.
I think they were smart with the fast vampire running since they didn't have like the cool Civil War rig where it makes people run fast in real life. They didn't do what they did in the first two movies where they were running fast and it looks like garbage. When they were running fast, it was like they covered it with like trees and stuff and not make it look as shitty. I think that was smart.
I did like the two flashback sequences we got for Jasper and I can't remember the character's name, but the actress' name is Nikki. So I was calling her Thicky Nikki. She's thick.
Who are we talking about? I don't know who.
The blonde with the mole.
Oh yeah, when she was getting from the guy from Boardwalk Empire. He was just like, "Come here, we just want to play. Come over here."
Yeah, what a crazy cameo.
I wonder what that looks like when you get that offer for that cameo, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to be in the movie." Oh god,
this movie also has like the most horror elements of all the, probably because of the director, but of all the other movies.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of shots that are scary.
And why couldn't Vic? I guess I was trying to say, I guess I don't know Victoria's plan, but then I thought it out in my head. It's because she couldn't do it herself.
All she wants to do is kill Bella, right? Bella?
Yeah.
Bella.
Yeah.
Bella?
But she couldn't get close as long as Alice was able to see her, which is why she had Riley create the army, so that way hopefully she could like kind of circumvent Alice's
but then it ended up not mattering.
Vampires must have so much time, and they must do, because this is just, it sucks to lose someone, but this is a lot of work just to get revenge on Edward. It's like,
you want to do this if someone ripped Katie apart and threw her into fire?
Dylan, if you ripped Katie apart and set her on fire, you expect me to go after your loved one, Dustin, and rip him apart and set him on fire?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty metal.
That'd be pretty sick.
And then, but I can't do it because you always see me because you have a series of mirrors set up. So
no,
I'm gonna
it doesn't matter in these movies.
No. I was never mind.
If you come to get me though, that'd be pretty chill. I'd feel important. I really was. Somebody wants to kill me. Wicked.
Little old Dustin. Someone wants to kill little old Dustin.
Hey, look at me, somebody wants to kill me.
So let's say in a dream situation, I'm Bella. Which one of you is Jacob? Which one of you is Edward? What's going on here?
Well, look where we are right now.
Yeah, I know, but personality-wise...
I think personality-wise, he's probably Edward. I'm probably Jacob. I think he's just very cool and, like, suave and, like...
Controlling.
Really controlling.
You don't think Jacob's cool?
No, I think...
Dude, we were talking about this.
He's so fucking dweeb.
He's so miscast. Like, Robert Pattinson's, like, perfect. But he's like, he's a dweeb. He's
a
jacked dweeb.
Hey, Bella.
Tell that to the MTV Movie Award audience, because...
But they're wrong.
Yeah, whatever.
He needed to be casted different.
Who'd you cast as Jacob?
That guy.
Who'd you cast as Jacob?
I don't know who was hot and jacked back then.
Well, try to pick someone now. I'm just trying to get a general vibe.
Oh, now?
Like, would you pick Tom Holland? Is he too cool?
No, he's too big.
He doesn't.
He'd be Edward, if anything.
I mean, just you got to get some other unknown like native actor, but like someone who actually has like some command in their voice. It's just Taylor Lautner. I can't take anything he says seriously.
Yeah, there's like that. What was it that we were laughing really hard at that he did?
He
just says he's a cringe lord. He says a lot of cringy shit. And I guess that you could say that that's the character. But
he says at one point to Bella when she's like discussing becoming one, he says, well, I'd rather you be dead than become one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're a nice guy.
Yeah, he does say
nice
that.
guy. Like and yeah, again, none of these people in this triangle of love is not great, but and you could say that it's Jacob as a character is cringy, but I don't know. I just think, and that's Anna Taylor-Lautner. I think he was great in Scream Queen season 2.
Yeah,
but I think maybe he wasn't comfortable fully with committing to acting.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's direction or not, but like he is the sore thumb in this fucking movie. And in fact, the last and spoilers, last 2 movies, he. Taylor, I'm not looking at Jacob. I'm looking at Taylor, and I'm going like, why are you making the decisions you're making? Why are you doing this? Why are you running?
What are you running?
All right, well,
I think that's all I have to say.
it's funny because this has now become our longest podcast episode, and it's about 2 Twilight movies. But
oh no, sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't have too much to say about either of these movies.
I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, I'm ready to vote too. But I guess Eclipse wise, I guess I don't want to review New Moon, but I haven't seen I haven't seen the final 2 movies either, so I don't know where we're going.
Just you wait.
I don't know where we're going, but at the end of the movie, she did say yes. Though she doesn't, actually a little bit before the end, because she gets the ring, but she doesn't take her to the mountain, which I guess is good because you don't want to lose it in a battle. But then she gets the ring back. It's gonna be really awkward to tell her dad. I'm not sure if we saw that in this movie, but oof, I don't want to be there for that scene where she has to tell Charlie.
Yeah.
Because she is.
Poor Charlie, man.
She graduated.
I'm Team Charlie.
It's like right.
Charlie's just a man who wants to make right by his daughter, but his daughter's too busy trying to fuck vampires and werewolves.
Oh my God. Imagine graduating.
Choose someone else.
Imagine graduating high school and then getting proposed or engaged right after high school. I know it happens with some people. I'm not trying to judge
all the time,
but that's rough.
It's dumb.
It's rough. Okay. Okay, so I might make a vote first because
go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a vote in for Twilight, the first movie.
Ooh.
My reasoning is I don't know. Eclipse, it was okay. I guess I like Dylan's side where Twilight, the first movie, stands alone. Like you don't need.
What'd you say?
Twilight, the first movie, stands alone. You don't need to see any other one. So I'm voting for Twilight. 1 vote, Twilight.
All right. I'm gonna go next, so that way I can split the vote by going Twilight, Eclipse.
Oh, full title, please.
Coming to me.
Which one?
The Twilight Saga, Eclipse.
Okay.
I think it was just so like. Of course, it benefits from having the first 2, but it's such a fun watch, and I think there's so many great decisions, and also I think the direction in this film, visually and just like I think that the direction in this film was just way better than the first one.
Dylan, the choice is yours. Either Twilight or the Twilight Saga Eclipse. Which movie is moving on to round 2?
Stinks. Both pretty even in my mind, but I was thinking last time, I am still leaning towards the first one, Twilight.
Wow.
Only because it's not only what me and Brett were saying, that it's a simpler story, it can stand on its own, but it's also tighter. I felt like Eclipse drags a little bit.
I could not disagree more. But
that fight seems so good.
Whatever you want, man.
I'm gonna, and it's shorter, I believe. So yeah, and it's not by much, but I'm gonna say Twilight.
Damn. All right.
Sorry, Dustin.
It's okay. I mean, I'm happy to watch it again.
I was about to say you can also rewatch Eclipse anytime you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to rewatch either one. This was an opportunity where I was like, oh, this would be fun to rewatch again.
I think Eclipse is a cooler movie, but in a more exciting movie. But I think Twilight's maybe a slightly structurally better movie, better of a movie. That's that.
And less Taylor Lautner, which
that's true.
I'll give you that.
That's true. Less cringe.
I honestly think if they got rid of the bad guys, that the first Twilight movie could have been a pretty good, just like how do we deal with this relationship kind of thing. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about.
These are the 2 best in the franchise.
Let's talk about next week's movies. Underwater is going against.
Here what are we gonna do when it comes to this year's? Are they doing it this year?
Apparently, they are doing the VMAs this year. They announced that they are doing the VMAs, which is the Music Awards. Oh, I forgot to mention. How did I forget this? So Twilight, the Movie Awards, was 2009. The 2009 VMAs, the Video Music Awards, is when Taylor Swift won for Best Video and Kanye West came up and interrupted her. That's when that whole debacle happened.
Big year.
Wow.
2009. 11 years ago is when that happened. Wait, did I do that?
Holy
Shit.
I didn't do that. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about next week's movies. Obviously, I said this last week. We will be talking about 2010's The Twilight Saga, New Moon.
Well, it came out 2009, but
The 2010 winner.
yeah.
Dylan.
Sorry.
Talking about the MTV Movie
We
Award.
already watched it, but something tells me I might watch it again.
So this is the meat in our
The
Twilight
commentary.
sandwich. So we watched 1 and 3. Now we got to eat that meat. I don't know why I'm doing this. We got to eat that meat that's in
Eat that meat, baby.
Okay, so the Twilight Saga New Moon is going against the 2007 winner, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Not even the first. Oh,
So for people who don't know the subtitles, that will be Pirates of the Caribbean 2, the sequel.
I remember being so bored during these movies.
The only thing I can say about that is stick around to the end, because there is a post-credit scene to all of the Pirates movies. So I want you guys to watch those credits, baby.
All right, we're not gonna miss this one.
Spoiler alert, there's a dog in the post-credit scene, so if you like dogs...
Wait,
Dude,
what?
come
We
on.
gotta go.
Stick around. Okay, guys, tune in next week for a conversation of New Moon versus Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Until then, see you next time. Bye.
Sorry this was so long.